What's going on, y'all? I hope y'all are well. Can you believe it's almost the middle of February? Like, I got 2 weeks before my birthday, which is wild to me. It was just New Year's Eve. But anyway, nonetheless, I am glad to be back. Did y'all miss me? Because I missed y'all. I want to take a look at EURUSD today. And so what I'm going to do is a multiple time frame analysis. For those of you guys who watch the channel, you know exactly what that is. I'm about to go through starting off the monthly and work my way down to kind of inform me as to my approach to the market. Now, what I'm going to do is go through, identify my key levels of support and resistance by finding my swing high, swing lows. If you don't know what swing high, swing low is, make sure that you sign up for the no-cost mini course. I break that down along with some other things in that course. But these are high probability areas where price has the potential to reverse. And so I'm going to identify these levels starting on my higher time frame. So I'm on the monthly, and that is what I'm doing, identifying key highs and key lows. So I think I'm good. I'm gonna double check, just make sure that I got everything that I was supposed to. We covered support, so we're good there. The system automatically populates when I select these options, those key areas. And I missed one. Ooh, I missed one eyeballing, so we threw that in there. And I'm going to go down to the weekly. And I'm looking for the same thing, y'all. I'm looking for the same thing. Key highs, key lows, swing lows. So I see a high on the weekly. I do not see a low. We're going to double check just to make sure I haven't overlooked anything. So I'm going to go over to my smart toolbox. Look for smart support, and we have not missed anything. You'll see the levels that popped up are the two levels that we identified on the monthly. So there is no weekly support. Now I'm going to look at resistance, and we identified the level that the system picked up by a half a pip, maybe a pip. And so I'm going to adjust this, and then I'm going to turn this off. Now I'm going to go down to the lower time frame, the daily, and I'm going to do the same thing, y'all. I'm going to do the same thing. I don't want to say it's boring because it's repetitive. It's the same thing. Like, if you mark up charts on a regular basis, there's no way that you cannot get better and start to recognize what the market does and get an idea and a feel for how it moves. All right, so I got my two lows. We're going to adjust this just a little bit. I got my two lows. I can't count this as a low because this is a lower low. And so I'm going to mark that off. Let's see. We got a high here. I got a high here. I got another high here. And we already identified this. So I think we're good. Let's go down to the 4. Now, as a swing trader, the 4 hour is the lowest time frame that I go to. Typically, there are instances where I will go down just a little bit lower if I see something that leads me to believe that there may be something I'm interested in there. Now, on this 4, let's see. We got a level of resistance there. We got some levels up here. I'll go ahead and mark this off, but I think I'm good. I'm going to double check this. So we got them, except this one. So let me mark this, and then I'm going to adjust that daily level too. All right. So now I'm good. We've gone to the 4 hour. Now I want to go back to the monthly because I want to see where we are in the fib sequence. Now I'm going to go to the most recent price action, which is this low here. And I'm going to start my fib from there. That's the most recent price action, right? So I'm going to click below the last low, deploy. And what I see here is that we've had, if I can get the screen to stop moving, what I can see here is that we had an A low in September of 2022, B high in April of 23. We had a 38.2 pullback back in October. And so now theoretically, based off of the pullback that we did have, theoretically, we should see price advance to the 1.205. Yeah, 1.205 area. Now let me change this pattern. That's on the monthly. And we know that the monthly takes forever to pan out. So I want to see what can I take advantage of today. But in order for me to determine that, I have to go through this process so that I can be informed of my directional bias and how to move from there. Now on the weekly, what we have here is a setup where we typically see price come back for a deeper retracement. So we got that A low that we talked about before. We got a B high. We have a less than 38.2 pullback and a stall out at monthly resistance at 112.748. And so this sequence to the upside is still active, right? So it would have to come just below monthly resistance in order to complete. And so if we're looking for the buy, or if we're looking for the sequence to finish out, I would anticipate that we're probably going to see a deeper retracement to the downside before that happens. And so I believe we also have a trend line break, but I'll come back to that. Okay. So I debated on putting this video out because I figured a lot of y'all going to be watching the Super Bowl today. I'm a little salty that the Lions are not in it, but nonetheless, I will be watching and participating in the festivities. I'm not going to be a terrible, terrible sport, but I am very excited for the Lions. I'm very excited for the progress that they made. And I don't know, for those of you guys who follow my page, I loved the comeback story. And I love the comeback story because for so long, the Lions were not a good team, right? But they kept recalibrating, readjusting, and all things finally came together and made a little sense, you know? So I relayed that back to your trading. Even when it feels like nothing is happening, when you're not getting anywhere, things are getting worse, continue to press forward because eventually things are going to come together for you, okay? So what I want to look at right now is, like, I understand to the upside what we're looking for. We have an active fib on the weekly and the monthly that are not complete. The weekly is not complete. It will be complete at 11475. And so after hitting monthly resistance, I'm interested in what's happening to the downside, right? So to the downside, I see that we had an A high back in, was it May? I believe it was May. Yeah, May of last year, July. And then we had a B low in October. Price created a weekly resistance level between the 786 and the 86 back in December. And we've since seen price move to the downside. And so in order for this downside fib to complete, coincidentally, it aligns with the 38.2 to the upside, right? So I'll show you. Look, which is what I anticipated we may see before we see this upside fib complete. So I'm going to get rid of that fib I just drew. So because I know this longer term move, I'm interested in what's happening over here. This is where my focus is right now. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to go down to the daily. And we're going to take a look at what's going on. So I'm going to get my smart fib tool. I'm going to deploy from the last high. And we see that this fib is not completed yet, right? In order for it to complete, price needs to hit this level right here, which happens to be 107.143, which is just below daily support. And so once that occurs, once we get that low to form, I missed a level, y'all, on the daily. How did I do this? Here we go. I'm sorry. All right. Once we get this to happen, once this fib completes, then we know that price has to retrace before making a continuation to the downside. So what happens is this pullback, so this C becomes the new A, and then wherever that low forms, then we'll see, wherever that low forms, we can base off of that low and wait for price to start to pull back into a deeper retracement to continue to the downside. Okay. So my thought is, and I'll move this fib out the way. My thought is, and this is just looking at structure, that we've already seen price form a low at daily support, and we have a slight pullback. My thought is that we'll probably see price come back down to complete the sequence, and we may even see it stop at this level here. But my inclination, this level at 107.14, my inclination is if it breaks this first level of daily support, that is likely going to this level, right? And so there may be a possibility for a larger buy opportunity before the sell to complete out the sequence. Now I'm going to take my fib. I'm going to draw this out. Now, this is more of me speculating, right? This is more of me speculating, but based on structure, I can see the potential of this. And so what I would do if I was playing this, I would wait for a potential buy setup. That's what I would do. I don't know that I would take advantage of this sale right here, this short-term sale. Let me delete this. I don't know that I would get in because price is already low. You know, we want to sell high, buy low. And even though that's 150 something pips, we talk about it a lot that you get paid to wait. So this is 150 pips to the downside. But my fear in selling here is that we could see price push up, you know, before we see it push down. So I would wait for buy opportunities. And if we break below this first level of daily support at this 107.224, I think that's what this is, I would wait for price to form a level of support. Hopefully it will at this level at 106.55. And then I would be looking for a potential buy opportunity. Now, it is a little bit, you know, this is a little bit of speculation. Obviously, I'm going to wait and I'm going to play what the market gives me. But looking at structure, looking at how this is forming against the fibs, this is a possibility that I see. So, y'all, if I could work the computer, my thought is on this pair, I want to wait for a buy. Now, if you know, like if you're confident and you're like, I can trade this, I mean, by all means, take advantage of it, you know. But for me, a little bit more conservative, I think I would wait for this opportunity, this potential opportunity, because I don't know if it's going to happen, but I would wait for this potential opportunity to the upside. But one thing I do want to check, hold on. Yep. So if we do get price to hit this support level here, and we get a pullback that'll be less than a 38.2, this will stall out at this daily support and then potentially push up to the upside a little bit higher. So we'll see what's gonna happen. But I think EURUSD, I'm gonna wait for an opportunity to buy rather than to sell. That's not to say that this can't be traded, because it can. It's just not something that I would trade. But this is good money for a lot of folks. So anyway, let me know your thoughts on this pair. How do you plan to play it? And are you in the sale right now? I caught some of the move to the downside at the beginning of the year. And then I saw some other opportunities on some other pairs that made a little bit more sense for me. And so EURUSD this week, am I going to execute unless I get something pushed down to 1.0655? I'm not executing on the buy until I get to that level and I see how price is forming in order to take advantage of what's coming up. So anyway, I appreciate you guys watching the video. I hope that it was somewhat helpful to you in some kind of way. If it was, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and share it with somebody who is also learning this skill set. And if you are looking for a group of like-minded individuals, make sure that you click the link in the YouTube description that says join my No Cost Forex Facebook mastermind group. And then also consider joining the No Cost mini course, so you can pick up this strategy, this approach to the market. I know a lot of people say this resonates with me, Casey. So you can learn a little bit more about my approach there. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for watching. I hope you have a fantastic Sunday. For those of you guys here in the States, I hope you enjoy Super Bowl weekend, and I will see you guys sooner than you think.